Good morning. Whenever we gather in this sacred space, it is made more sacred by the presence and attention of each and every one of us. Whether we are here in the sanctuary or attending by live stream from places far and near or viewing sometime in the future, we are here together. I invite you here in person to turn to the camera and wave to our live streaming friends. Let us take a moment now to turn and greet one another.
Good morning. I hope you are all well on this beautiful, if slightly damp, September morning. May we all rejoice in the beauty of this morning and welcome this new season of congregational life. We gather together in our individual and collective journeys towards spiritual growth, social transformation, and environmental responsibility, and living out these values through worship, reflection, connection, and service. You are part of a community that welcomes all individuals, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, income, ability, or spiritual beliefs. Whether in person or via live stream, we share this precious time and space. Let's rejoice in our time together. Today is a special service, the annual Water Communion, when we bring a little water from our seasons apart and pour it into the common bowl. This ritual celebrates what each individual contributes and the power of the gathered whole. If you forgot to bring water this morning, no worries. We have pitchers of water that can be symbolic of the places you have been. After worship, we are all invited to a community potluck held in Metcalf Hall downstairs. If you haven't been to Metcalf Hall before, ask an usher for assistance or just follow the crowd. Come even if you forgot to bring a dish. There will be plenty. Now I'd like to invite the members of the Ministerial Search Committee up to the lectern to make a special announcement.
Good morning. We want to take this opportunity. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Dan Spencer, one of the co-chairs of the Ministerial Search Committee. We want to take this opportunity at the first service of the year to reintroduce ourselves and to emphasize what an exciting year this is going to be at the Winchester Unitarian Society. This is Tara Levering, and we are the co-chairs of the Ministerial Search Committee. If all goes well, thank you. If all goes well, our search will yield an amazing candidate whom we will present to this congregation at the beginning of May. The ministerial search team has been hard at work getting organized to begin our search process. This process is heavily prescribed by the UUA and is detailed in a 190-page document that we have been reviewing for some months now. I invite you to take a look at this brief overview of the timeline, which is displayed in the Sims room. So far, we have attended a UUA workshop on search, had a retreat with a UUA facilitator, and held weekly meetings to schedule future events and fill out paperwork. We've been very busy gathering the tools we need to dive in.
And that's where you come in. We need your input. We can't make decisions on behalf of the congregation if we don't know what we want and need in our next minister. You'll find a link to a congregational survey and highlights in an email coming soon and in a insert in your order of service. Yes, we're thorough. If you need assistance, you can see Sophia Sid after worship in the Sims room. She can assist with completing the survey online and will also have a limited number of paper copies available if you prefer that. We'll be meeting with committees and small groups in September and October to gather your input too. There will be an anti-bias Zoom workshop for our congregation hosted by the UUA facilitator on October 24th and or 25th. They haven't quite gotten back to us with a date yet. You're all invited to attend that. Finally, if there is anything else that you want to share with the search committee, feel free to reach out either by email at search.committee@winchesteruu.org or by finding one of us at coffee hour or any other time. Remember, your voice directly shapes the future of our ministry.
I think our search committee members can hear that the congregation is very appreciative of your efforts and work in this regard. I'm going to have Seth. Now, let us open our hearts and minds to the spirit of worship.
First-time visitors, long-time members, friends, and family, we gather in the spirit of love, that joy and goodness might fill our hearts and minds and ease our sorrows and burdens. We remember all who came before us. We celebrate all who have gathered here this morning, and we prepare the way for all those who will come after. We are a communion of souls, past, present, and future. We are many, and we are one. Come, let us worship together.
I'd like to invite Jeremiah forward to light our chalice. The words for our chalice lighting today are by Laura Norton Ludwig. Fire and water, ancient opposites. Sun and ocean, the cradle of life. Dancing flame and dancing river, we invoke them together today as we kindle our chalice. Please rise in body or in spirit to sing our hymn, number 188, Come, Come, Wherever You Are. It's in your gray hymnal.
I would like to invite all of those who are young or young at heart to come forward for a story. Come on up, everybody. Everyone looks so big. How'd you get so big so fast? You're back. Ira's back, everybody. And Jeremiah, which we already know because we saw him. All right, so today I'm going to read you a beautiful, beautiful book all about water, and actually told by the water. This is called Autumn Peltier, Water Warrior. Okay. I am Nibi. I have a spirit. I have feelings. I remember. For a very long time, all life on earth cared for me, looking 7 generations into the future to make sure I was pure and clean for their children's children. I remember how the Anishinaabe cherished me, loved me. Speak for the water, sing for the water, dance for the water. Over time, more people came, diminishing their voices, drowning out their message. Those people didn't care for me. They didn't cherish me, didn't love me. As my voice grew quieter, the women who cared for me were forced to get louder. And then I met Grandma Josephine. I remember her touch, the ripple. She walked miles and miles around the Great Lakes, carrying my spirit in her copper pail, so people would see her and see me. The 7th generation is creating a sea of change. It was like a soft voice at first, like a ripple. But with practice, it grew louder. When Grandma Josephine journeyed on to the spirit world, Autumn, her great niece, began to use her voice for me. Autumn is the 7th generation. She honors me through ceremony, offering up asema and prayers for my health and well-being. I know Autumn, and Autumn knows me. Speak for the water, sing for the water, dance for the water. And that sign says, water is sacred. When she saw signs that read, stop, water not safe, to drink, to wash, to touch, she summoned her courage and confronted the people who made decisions, telling them she was unhappy with their choices, telling them that I am precious, telling them that without me, there would be no life, there would be nothing. Her ancestors knew that as a 7th generation, Autumn would one day raise her voice. Though she began in her great-aunt's footsteps, Autumn is blazing her own path for me. Speak for the water, sing for the water, dance for the water. For the next 7 generations, for healthy animals and plants, for you, for me. With Grandma Josephine guiding her and the women who came before her, Autumn visited different indigenous communities. She met leaders from all over the world, speaking out loud and strong for me. Like a ripple in a vast sea, people are beginning to wake up and listen. But I need all of you now to grow the ripple into a tidal wave. Be like Autumn and Grandma Josephine. Leave good footprints for me. Speak for the water. Sing for the water. Dance for the water. What will you do for me? Pretty special, right? All right, so now you can all find your way back to your grown-ups, and Reverend Seth will lead us in a meditation.
As we enter now into our time of prayer and meditation, I invite you to get settled into your space. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you ground yourself by placing both feet on the floor. Maybe you take a deep breath in and out. Let us reflect together now on these words adapted from Jamila Batchelor and Molly Hausch Gordon, titled Strength of Water. The strength of water takes on many, many forms, just as each of you has a unique and necessary strength that you bring to our community and to the work of love. Take a moment now to drop down into the deep wellspring of your own spirit and bathe yourself in the strength that is the groundwater of your person. Are you a roaring fall wearing rock away with sheer force of will? Are you a tiny drop of water in a crevice, breaking it open slowly, steadily? Are you buoyant, like a great salt lake, practiced at holding others aloft? Are you tenacious, like the mountain stream, finding your way down and around every obstacle you face? Are you still and calm, like the pond at daybreak, offering radiant peace by your shores? Are you in touch with hidden depths, pulling from a vast well? Do you soothe like the steam rising from a cup of tea? Do you dissolve away stubborn muck like water left in a pot to soak? Do you soften and smooth the edges like a creeping fog? Do you clear away distraction like a cleansing rain? Do you roll with the ebb and flow like the ocean waves? Settle your mind upon the strength, the power that is yours. Draw that strength into your heart. Draw it up into your soul. As we gather today, the many waters of this community, we need each of your power, each of your resilience, each of your love to make us whole. And I will add to Batchelor and Gordon's words, we truly do all have strength in us, even when we feel our most broken. And that brokenness, too, is part of what makes us whole. Our tears, our heartbreak, our loneliness, our grief, all of these form the fabric of community. We are strong because we embrace all of who we are, the good, the bad, and the in-between. Just as water has strength and lends strength, so too can it bring healing and restoration. May our commingling of water today remind us of our strengths as well as bring healing to our hurts as we rest together in the shared love of our community. Let us now kindle the light. It is good to be back with you after being away for a couple months this summer. So there is a old, I believe, Zen Buddhist story, parable, teaching story about a monk in training who was tasked. The part of the training was to go and have different tasks and learnings right from their Zen master teacher. And so there was a bunch of monks in training in the seminary was what I was going to say, but that's Christian. Anyways, in the monastery, that's the word, the monastery. And his task at one point was to bring the spirit of Zen into his session with the master. And so every week he would be doing his meditation or his work, trying to figure out what this was his master was looking for. And week after week after week the master was like, you have not brought the spirit of Zen. And so starting to feel frustrated. And then one week, many weeks into this process, right before he was about to go in, there was a bunch of the monks waiting for their turns to go in, monks in training, and somebody hit him on the back of the head with a stick right before he went in. He was like, "What?" And he was like, "Oh." But the Zen master said, "Come in." And so he went in, and he was all, agitated and upset. And the Zen master said, "Finally, you have brought the spirit of Zen." Right? Not the upsetness, but the fully being present, I think, was the lesson. But that's part of the trick of Zen koans, right? Is that you have to figure out for yourself what the answer is. But I share this with you because it seems like the universe really wanted me to be present with the spirit of the water ceremony today. I mean, all of us, right? Because of the rain, right? Like literally, we have the gift of water coming from the sky this morning. But as we were making our way in this morning with my 4 kids and our 5 umbrellas and all trying to come in that little side door, so a friend was holding the door for us, which was so nice, but we were all trying to get the umbrellas undone. And as it turned out, the child in front of me, when they pulled their umbrella down, released the branch that had been trapped by it and sprang right back in my face, drenching me. And so I have been brought fully into the spirit of water communion today. And so I invite us to go further into the spirit of water communion with a story that is one of my favorite stories, just titled The Stream. And it goes like this. Perhaps you've heard it before, or maybe not, but you're going to hear it now. So the story goes that there was a stream that started at the top of a mountain, and it wound its way down. And as often the case with mountains, it wasn't a mountain that was covered with grass and there was just a straight path down the mountain, easy peasy. There was stuff. There was trees, there was boulders, there was large chunks of rock. And so as the stream was making its way down the mountain, it encountered obstacles. And it needed to flow around, to get around them, right? And so what do streams do? What do rivers do when they encounter obstacles? Sometimes they wear them down and make the Great Canyon, right? The Grand Canyon. That happens sometimes. But in this case, the stream just wound its way around. If it encountered a tree, it went around. If it encountered a boulder, it wound this way. And it slowly made its way down the mountain. And it was feeling pretty proud of itself, right? It had encountered obstacles, and it had done what it was supposed to do as a stream, which was flow down the mountain. So as it got down to the bottom of the mountain, it's like, all right, I'm going to keep doing my thing. I'm going to keep flowing. But very quickly, it encountered a desert. And it was like, uh-oh, a desert. I've heard that those are not so great for streams. What am I going to do? And it said, well, I'm going to try my best. And it threw itself at the desert. And all the water it threw in just dried right up. I was like, uh-oh, this is a problem. This is not working. I said, I'm going to try again. And it threw itself at the desert. And then, of course, all the water that it threw at the desert just dried right up. And it sort of just sat there pooling for a minute and was like, what am I going to do? How do I keep flowing forward as a stream the way I'm supposed to? And then it heard the desert speak to it. And the desert said, little stream, what are you struggling with? You seem to be in some distress. And the stream said, well, I'm a stream and we're supposed to flow through, and I keep trying to flow through you, and I can't. There's sand, it dries me all up, right? I can't do it. And the desert said, oh, yes, that is indeed a challenge. And the desert said, well, do you have any ideas about how you might try and continue on your journey? And the stream said, well, I've tried throwing myself at you several times and it's not working. Could you stop? And the desert said, just like you can't stop being you, a stream, and wanting to flow forward, I can't stop being my essence and soaking up water. I'm sorry, I can't help you in that way. And the stream was like, oh man, well, thanks a lot. What am I going to do? How am I going to keep flowing forward? And the desert said, well, there is another way that I've heard of, but it will involve a lot of trust on your part and vulnerability, and maybe even some change. And the stream was like, ooh, vulnerability, trust, change, eesh. That doesn't sound very fun and exciting to me. And the desert said, well, it is your choice. You can keep doing what you're doing if you want, or just pool there. It's up to you, you know. And the stream was like, safety, just staying this way here or trying something new. Okay, fine. What is this thing that you're suggesting to me? And the desert said, well, I heard that my good friend the wind, if you let yourself be picked up by the wind and carried up as water droplets, will carry you over the desert, over me, and put you down somewhere else on the other side. And the stream was like, you want me to like go change the form I'm in and be water droplets up in the air? Like, that's scary. I don't know if I want to do that. And the desert said, again, your choice. And the stream said, well, what will happen to me on the other side? And the desert says, you can never know for sure, but there's a pretty good chance you'll come down again, perhaps on the top of a mountain, and form a stream again to flow in a new direction. And the stream was like, this is sounding kind of iffy, but okay, I'll give it a shot. And so the stream decided to let itself be picked up by the wind, carried as water droplets over the desert, where it did indeed, most of it, come down as rain and form a stream at the top of another mountain and continue on its journey. So that's the story that I wanted to share with you guys. And I just have a couple parts of it that I want to lift up for us as we reflect together on the beginning of this church year where you are entering into search and have a search committee looking for a new minister. So one of the things I want to share is that as you enter into search, that you are like the stream. Because when your new minister comes, assuming you successfully find someone, which fingers crossed, that's the hope and the goal, things will be different with them next year, right? It won't be the same. Just like I'm not the same as Heather and I do things a little differently sometimes, your new minister is going to be different from me, and things will be different. And you'll still be the Winchester Unitarian Society. All the things that make you you, all the characteristics and the qualities that have drawn you to this community will still be here. And so I just want to offer that up to you as you all are going to encounter change over the course of the next year, as we do some interim work that maybe will change things a little bit here, and then as you have yet another new minister just 2 years after I got here, right, that it will be okay. Because even though it won't be exactly the same, you all will still be you at your core and your essence. The second thing I wanted to lift up is about trust. Trust is going to be a theme that we're going to return to this year from time to time. And here is why. You all are a wonderful congregation. I had such a great time with you all last year. You have so many strengths, so much energy, so much vitality. It truly was a joy and a pleasure to get to know you all last year and serve as your minister, your interim minister. And part of what you hire an interim like me to do is come in, look with outside eyes, and say, hey, here's what I see. And one of the things that I have noticed is that there are a few places in your system, in the community of how you guys do things, where I see a little bit of lack of trust showing up. And I'm not going to go into all the details now. If you want to talk to me about it, you can. I'm happy to share. And I could be right about this, and I could be wrong about this. That's for you all to decide. But it's one of the things I'm going to encourage us to look at a little bit this year. And so we're also going to do some things that will hopefully help build some trust in the community. And one of those things is a congregational covenant. You will soon keep your eyes up for an email from the transition team. The standing committee has asked the transition team to lead the congregation in a process of creating a congregational covenant. And for real quick, if anybody's not familiar with the idea of a covenant, it's an agreement, right, about how we want to be together. And these are the ways that we want to be together. These are the values. This is the behavior we want to see. So I want you all to know that this is one of the things we're doing and why. And I really hope you'll participate in that process. Because while we are going to create a final document that the congregation will vote on, as this is our agreement of how we want to be in relationship with one another, the process is also vitally important. the process of having the conversations, of seeing where other people are at, about seeing the differences of opinion, and building trust together. And so I really hope that you will actively participate in that process throughout the course of the year as it happens. So, as we embark on the journey of this next year together, I hope you and I, we together, that we can be like the stream, flowing around the obstacles in our path on our way down the mountain, and perhaps, on occasion, taking a leap of faith and trusting that it will turn out okay when we encounter bigger challenges. Amen.
Now it is the time in our service to provide an offering to support this self-supporting church, our community, and its many activities that we value. In addition, we always dedicate half of this offering with a community partner who shares our values. Our Share the Plate partner organization this month is the Union of Concerned Scientists, an organization which puts rigorous, independent science into action, developing solutions and advocating for a healthy, safe, and just future. Those in the sanctuary are also welcome to donate electronically. There are details in your order of service. I encourage you to give generously. Thank you. Those who wish to do so are invited to join in the unison affirmation. We gather not for ourselves alone, but to use our common power to build the beloved community within and beyond these walls. We create and reaffirm this covenant this day to make justice flourish, to practice compassion amidst difference, and to embody transformative love.
As we come together today to celebrate the beginning of another church year, so too does water come together. Whether it is raindrops gathering to form a pool, groundwater collecting deep beneath the earth that we tap for wells, streams joining to form a river, or rivers flowing into and becoming one with the sea, water seeks water and comes together to make something bigger than the individual drops. So too do we come together to create a community bigger than our individual selves.
Water sustains our lives. Between 50 to 80% of our bodies are made of water. Water also cleanses us, purifying our bodies when we bathe, as it cleanses the earth when rain falls. Water hydrates our bodies and nourishes us through its cool, refreshing drink. Water is essential to our lives and to life on this planet.
In this ritual, we will join our water together. This commingling of water from different places with different meanings symbolizes the many unique qualities, characteristics, and skills we each bring to this religious community. It also represents the many unique beliefs and experiences we bring to share. Just as water from the tap combined with water from the river becomes one, so too do our spirits and our hearts become one when joined together in this loving community. This water, which we will boil and then use throughout the year in our sacred acts of covenant, this water represents our unity. Not our uniformity, but our unity.
You are welcome to participate in this water ceremony even if you did not bring any water with you today. We have symbolic water for you to pour in these pitchers next to all the tables, in fact. If you wish to share with the person receiving your water where your water is from, we're happy to receive that as well. We ask that if you brought a water bottle or large container of water with you, that you only pour a little so that there's room for everyone to share. In a moment, we'll ask you to come forward, forming a line in front of whichever station is closer to you. There will be 3. And then return to your seat when you're done. Also, if you would like you have water that you'd like someone to bring forward for you, if you could raise your hand and Marcy will come grab it and bring it forward for you. For those coming forward, please come forward now. Fabulous. Hey, stand up here, you're gonna be quiet. Yes, but
When I get a phone, can I have one of the
hey,
ones
no,
that flips?
no, we're not talking about this right now. Go sit down, please. Yeah,
How long till sub says?
it's almost over. This is one of the last things. We got one more hymn to sing and we're almost done. Go sit down, okay?
This is compliments of Swiss Airlines, which just brought me back from visiting my granddaughter in Berlin.
Fabulous. So cool. Thank you. Of course. The water from all our bowls has been joined, and all that you have brought has been joined together, this in our central bowl. And may it be blessed by the love of this gathered community. May we be blessed by the gifts received and given today. As we have gathered and pooled this sacred source, may we remember that this congregation, this gathered body, is also a vessel for healing, a vessel for hope, a vessel for making change. We close our water communion ceremony with these words from Kaylee Rice. It starts with a drop, then a trickle, a burble, a rush of water bubbling towards its destination, and finally, the wide, endless sea. All rivers run to the sea. Today you brought water, poured it into a common bowl. Though our experiences have differed, these waters mingle, signifying our common humanity. Today you came and shared in this sacred community. May you depart this sacred space, hearts filled with hope for new beginnings, a fresh start. Go forth, but return to this community, where rivers of tears may be shed, where dry souls are watered, where your joy bubbles, where your life cup overflows, where deep in your spirit you have found in this place a home. All rivers run to the sea.
Now please rise in body or in spirit to join in singing our closing hymn, number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
Friends, water has many qualities and many properties, as we've seen and explored today together. It can offer us many things, it can bring many things. Hopefully today you have found what you needed in this service, in this gathering, in this coming together of community. Whether you were struggling and needed to take away some hope and uplift, or whether you brought joy and love and goodness to share, or some combination of both. Hopefully you have found that sustenance that you need today, and that we can then carry it out together into the world that so badly needs it. Go and be blessed and be a blessing. Amen.
Please read together the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. I invite you all to make your way downstairs to Metcalf Hall to continue our conversations with one another and to enjoy the first potluck of the year.